Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to week 2 of the GameStar Spring season. My name is Nigeria, and I've been casting alongside You Wish. And we've just had a best of 3. It was Eagle Slayers taking on White Girl Wasted, and that was kind of a great match, especially the second one. But with that being out of the way, we're now paving the path for another best of 3. And this one is going to be with none other than multiple units taking on Rinse and Delete. Both teams who were showcased last week, and both teams who have very promising skills, especially multiple units who did come in first, taking up last week's week 1 matches.
Yeah, I mean, as this series goes on, the teams that perform really, really well and the teams that win the specific weeks, they're going to draw a lot of attention. So, we're expecting multiple units to do well. They did very well last week. So it's, should be a good matchup. Rinse and Delete, remind me, they did reasonably well last week too, didn't they?
They came, I think it was their first showing. I'm not sure if there was their first showing, but I felt it was their first showing, and they take it on Capital. Capital, who we were casting in an open division, know that they're a strong team. Capital with another level. They whatever they've been boot camping over, whatever they've been doing, they just really were tough. But Rinse and Delete were able to take them, really put up a nice fight, except for some positional disadvantages. They were slow to rotate to Battlefield of Eternity. They in the second map was Volsky Foundry, and they were playing the CC stun team. They just got displaced so easily, and it was just unfortunate. But they still put up a nice fight and showed a very nice promise. Something I'm kind of keen to keep an eye out for the next foreseeable future, really.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's good building blocks to start with. If they can do that, if they can build on that, then that should be good to see. So it'll be interesting to see how they perform this week, see what they took away from week 1, for sure.
Now, they are taking on multiple units, a team of very high caliber players. They have a really nice roster, very strong, really. On their team, we see likes of, you got Ulti, you got Coffee, you got Shadow, you have Jesmez, Gondo, Hidden Alliance, and Magical Gnome. So, bunch of Crimson members over there, bunch of TV members in there, why not? They're strong, they're powerful, they can handle a good fight, and their rotations are very clear. You'd think for a team that's not really a team, they have really good team communication, surprisingly.
Yeah, and we've got to remember these are names that we've also seen around the scene for a very, very long time. So, there might be some mixed Premier teams at the time, but I'm sure that they've played a lot together in the past, which probably helps their unity. And our producers kindly reminding us that they're all on the amazing Twitch podcast, I suppose we call it, of Get Good with Blank. So, these guys have the natural chemistry or friendship together that they're now playing together as well.
Yeah, I love this Get Good one. It was a very special place. I mentioned it before. I love solo lane. Why not? It was a great topic of conversation, and they had some very insightful things. Now, the question is, does their insight, does their mechanical prowess, does their, high caliber skill take on an up-and-coming team, a dark horse team, really? We'll just have to wait and see. They were able to take great matches against We Left School for this, but that was only the real showing we saw of them in the stream last week. This time, it's Rinse and Delete. They had a week of prep. They have a week to review the VODs, see where they went wrong, what did they do, what can they do better this time. And this will be a really, really good best of 3 just to see where these teams are at. But first map is going towards Infernal Shrines. We saw that in the previous best of 3. Are we going to see something similar, in picks and bans, or are we going to see something completely different, considering we have 2 different teams, really?
Yeah, well, I mean, different teams. We saw some ban adaptation, didn't we, in that game too, with White Girl Wasted banning that Maev after the strong showing in game 1. So yeah, I think something like that we might not see. I mean, Maev, no one's ever going to complain if you ban Maev, let's be honest. But I think we'll see. It saddens me to think we'll probably see a Morganis ban, we'll probably see an Orphea ban. The rest, well, will we see a Garrosh ban? Maybe. Who knows? The choices are endless. And there's that Genji ban straight off the bat.
Interesting for first ban, being a team with first pick, first ban, usually you'd see force that onto the team that's second banning, just because you have the potential to threaten that pick. But it's gone. White Man's also gone as well. rinse and delete, taking them away for the team, leaving options like I said, Morganis, Ophelia still there. There she is, as I live and breathe. Wipe the words out of my mouth. But Maiev is available if Morganis is banned. Tyrande is available, Garrosh is available, Diablo is available. There's a lot of high picks for the ANZ region, and multiple units. We saw Luke perform very well with Maiev in the previous best of three. Are they going to try and pick it for themselves? We just got to wait and see. As Zeratul being banned and Morganis is left through. Hello. Interesting.
And our first pickup. This, I am excited. The Dreadlord himself.
I am curious to know your wish. I really want to test your brain about this. I think he's a great solo laner. I feel like he's a better bruiser than he's a main tank. That's my opinion. What is yours? I'm really curious to know.
I'm still a little bit undecided. I haven't had the chance to play him a lot myself, which is a bit silly, ridiculous. Considering I love playing tanks and solo lane. It's very similar. But I don't know. I think it's really hard to know. Like I said, I haven't had the chance to play him. I haven't seen him in much Hero League, so. And we haven't, obviously, with this lull that we've had in the professional scene, either here or overseas, we haven't seen him a lot. So, depends on who you ask, depends on the answer that they'll give you. I suppose we'll find out what multiple units think, whether they're going to draft in their 4 or 5 spot. Sorry, I realised I did not answer your question there at all. I didn't really give you an answer because I have no idea.
It's
so
okay.
I was just. Yep.
It's okay. We understand. You still want to test him out, like, I guess, dissect the Morganis and whatnot, see where he really fits. He can be played in both roles. I personally prefer him on the off lane, but with the rest of the pick and bans going, sort of Garrosh being banned, as well as Gul'dan. Gul'dan works in Infernal Shrines, but Decade and Maiev being picked up by multiple units. Likewise, ETC and Kerrigan making their way up on towards this Storm platform for the good old rinse and delete, you wish. This is looking pretty good brawly kind of matchups, really.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Kerrigan, Infernal Shrines was always old school Kerrigan's one of her best maps, and even with her reworks, she's still pretty good. And that lockdown with ETC and then going into the Kerrigan, I kind of like that. But I like the Mephisto. There's something we haven't even touched tonight is Mephisto. Is another hero that came in after we ended the Open Division. And we answer to your question, looks like multiple units is going to run Morganis as their main tank because they picked up that Tahaka.
And in response, we're seeing Zul. Ratsa locks that in. Interesting. Another frontline beefiness to provide there. I guess he's going to be the offlane Zul to take on the offlane Dahaka. Has that pressure. I guess, somewhat of an interesting sustain if he picks it in the right talents. Not really sure how that's going to work, but ATC, Kerrigan, and Zul on the front line with a Kael'thas and a Tyrande in the back. You've got this chain CC there with Jason, Tyrande, Alex with Kerrigan, and ATC Swifty. But then you got, interestingly enough, a Warden's Cage with the Mephisto who just wants to linger around, who can kind of be unstoppable if he jumps in. It's a bit of a back and forth kind of two compositions. I don't know where I'm going to put it, really, to see who's going to be the one to take it.
Rinse and delete. I think looking at their draft, what kind of stands out to me initially is we've talked a lot about it tonight, actually. It's a lot of lockdown. We've got Zul, Bone Prison. You've got your Lunar Flare from Toronda. Kerrigan's combo in the stun. You've got ETC with his power slide, and then if they go like post 10, if they go into the mosh pit. So that's a lot of lockdown. With theoretically the Kael'thas then to back up that lockdown with the follow through and get that damage. So if they can pull these combos off, it could be really, really strong.
Absolutely. And if anything, they can somehow deny or slow down. And I love hearing my voice in the background. It's quite nice. But if they can at least get the jump off of the stuff, you got the Decker Cave with the slow. He can also root. Might have Warden Cage. Morganis with his AoE sleep and AoE stun. Mephisto just jumping around. Why not? it's two strong teams. But going into it on the blue side, we have multiple units. It's going to be Magical Noble on the Morgana's Coffee. We'll be playing the I have Shadow on the deck, and Ulti Mephisto, and finally Jesmez. We'll be playing that Dahaka.
And on the red side, rinse and delete. Ratza, like you said, on that Zul. JD Star on that Taronda. Mav on the Kalthas. Alex on the Kerrigan. And Swifty on that ETC.
And here's the cheese. They're pushing up, trying to get themselves a quick tower and as well as experienced lead. Rats, rinse and delete it, trying to not able to secure it themselves, instead have to back away. Coffee rotates to make something shadow as well. But you had Ratzer in the middle lane to deal with the rest of the onslaught, and what little XP lead they have, it is slowly getting caught up. Didn't work out for them, unfortunately.
No, it didn't. I think they got a little bit scared. Ratzer told them that multiple units was rotating. They backed off. They could have got that tower. Towers don't get you a ton of experience. We've got a little bit, but you know, everything can add up. If you can push out that top lane and push out one tower down, could have made a big difference. Unfortunately, it's an interesting strategy. We don't have to just brawl in the middle. But you know, if they're backing out, you know, they played safe. They didn't give it to us, but that's. But then they unfortunately just don't get that tower advantage.
Magical Gnome, kind of lingering around, trying to get some form of engage. You see Zul is dancing, Rats is dancing between the bottom and the middle lane, avoiding the Mephisto fight. But the trying to be Coffee gets really jumped on, but instead he's able to vault himself to safety. That's going to be a triple man route, and the rest of multiple units see the engage, see the CC, decide to jump in. JD Star gets stunned and locked up, he falls. But Mal'Ganis, the retaliation kill and rinse and delete answer with one of their own. But can Swifty live? No, he falls as well, and it's going to be 2 for 1. But just that instant reaction from multiple units was insane.
Yeah, you know, Magical Gnome was doing a fantastic job staying out of the vision of rinse and delete by staying just below. They just didn't know, so he could easily, you know, they tried to jump on Coffee. It was a smart move by rinse and delete, but not realising that against that Red Lord just sitting there waiting. And even though they caught him out, you know, Swifty did a fantastic job with that power slide and then pushing him back. But then they just put him as well. And they lost that fight 2 for 1. It was, you know, you've got to make these plays with these teams that you would, you know, multiple units. They're a stronger. Yeah, we've got to, you know, let's put it like play. They're going to play. Let's make.
And there's a chase CC we were talking about. In fact, it's going to be Mephisto gets blown up. A great combo from Alex followed by JD Star. And that's something we've got to mention from their team composition. If they can get the stun, if they can get the CC started onto the right target, they are able to kill them almost instantaneously. And we're seeing it yet again happening. This chain CC on towards Coffee, and he's not going to survive. And that's what this team composition is all about. And great timing too. Shrine is up and ready, and they're going to start working on that.
Yeah, that was like a fantastic execution of what we're talking about. That the power slide into the Kerrigan stun, into the fire power pass. It's perfect.
But and they survive when JD gets jumped on. That's the question. Dahaka is going to secure that kill for himself. The rest of the cavalry, he comes obviously. They are forcing recently off the point. A great rotation with the Brush Stalker, so that's where the Dahaka works out wonders for being an offlaner compared to someone like Zul. Has that global pressure, can join in the fight, and soak as well when he wants to beforehand. But speaking of Zul, Ratza, you know, applying some pressure towards the bottom, gets himself the wall, doing as much as he can to get that experience gain for his team. It's what you want in kind of a solo laner, but being absent for a team fight is going to be crucial going towards future matches and future strong control.
Yeah, obviously, you know, choosing to give up this Punisher, first Punisher, border Punisher, they should be okay. They shouldn't lose too much. You know, he pushed in a decent job. He got the gate down. So that tower's almost down in the bottom lane. So, you know, trying to push that advantage. Also, something Zul does well. He can, you know, rotate nicely between that. However, if rinse and delete die, oh, that's yeah.
They just got jumped on. They tried to get some form of engage. Unfortunately, Alex was able to drag them away from JD Star Lunar Flare. So, I don't know if that was just a miscommunication or just a misplay right there. It missed that CC chain occurring. does cost them the top 4. So that's one structural advantage in favor of multiple units. The Mortar Punch is still pushing, looking to get more damage as well, working towards that top 3 walls as they lose their Shaman camp in that top lane. But Rinse and Delete, they're looking for something, get a nice slow from Decacane. Oh, Swifty wants it, they're still fighting for it. The chain CC, their AoE's working, but they're taking a lot of damage. It's gonna be Coffee. There's so much damage from his span of 9 as he's blowing off Kerrigan full. As Ratson comes in full the cavalry, trying to do something. Jesmez looking for the stun. Coffee looking to get another drag. It's Ratson that falls. That's another double root. Also in the backline, Swifty gets stunned. He gets slipped, but he is not fallen.
Just fantastic control of the point there from multiple units. They just didn't back down. Like you said, Coffee just going off on that mare with his fan of 9s, just dealing so much damage, keeping them locked down, pulling them back in, and just doing a fantastic job within that Narganas, just going through and just doing Narganas things, just absolutely cleaning up. Just doing a fantastic job.
And they get themselves a big lead and a half in level. 10-9, have their ultimates ready, looking for the next fight. We'll look to see what they got. Carrion Swarm, Full Morgana's, also the Warden's Cage, Tornado set up, Pure Hunts of Hate. Oh, that's gonna be so dangerous. It's just a consistent forms of roots and slows and locking them up into one place. If you've got CC, we've got it too, it says ulti. As the rest of multiple units are using their lead of advantage, their ultimates, applying pressure across the board.
Yeah, most definitely, and taking advantage of that now, pushing into this bottom lane. You know, we're looking to see that advantage that Ratsu was trying to get early on. Mav is getting caught out, unfortunately, and multiple units really starting to just, you know, prove their experience as these members from the team. They're just really, you know, pushing these advantages, pushing in that, getting that kill onto Kalthas. Really going to start stretching out this lead range.
And with every little advantage they get, they start to paint the map blue, securing themselves the bottom siege camp to apply even more pressure. 2 other camps already got the Shaman as well as the middle siege camp, so if anything they could go for those, but instead setting the sights up to apply pressure on towards the bottom forward. It makes sense. Middle Shrine will be up and ready so they can fix that, but here comes Alex, the double CC, the Phoenix, it comes, it's stunning everybody, and that's 2 members down as Rinse and Delete. Team fight was so beautiful. That Coffee is gonna fall as the next target. Shadow is trying to be. Can he do it? He's gonna. That's gonna be a 3-0 exchange and Rinse the lead. Well played by them right there.
You know how multiple units said we've got some CC too? Well, Rinse and Delete turned around and said, guess what? We're gonna get more. That lockdown then they continue. They've got such a lockdown team as it is. And then with the lockdown, that mosh pit, it was just within the top of that pin on the top. And then the Starfall from Toronto, a little bit different from the Toronto we saw in the last week's go in the Starfall. And just, yeah.
But now the big fight begins. The big ultimate blown off. They're trying Ratsa. Managed to walk in towards the middle of them, gets a nice poison Nova. Multiple targets, but here we go. We're talking about chain CCs, multiple targets. Magic with Gnome instead replies with a great 3-man stun. Ratsa is forced to mount away. Can he get to safety? And that's going to be 2 members down for Rinse and Delete as multiple units regain positional advantage on this shrine.
Yeah, and the two kills up, and they've now got that 13 advantage. So unfortunately, Rinse and Delete, all they can do is just back up. They were in a really good position, but multiple units came out and they came back. But it's a 2-minute cooldown on Mosh Pit, and so they just didn't have that. Unfortunately, multiple units could just re-engage all of their opponents, and they, you know, win that team fight with the puncher, and we're pushing down mid lane.
Now they're forcing this middle fort. There's a stun. Swifty. Oh, you're in a bad position. A great little Noda, but there's a 3-man Mosh Pit. He's going to allow his team to get the right CC on. Great play from him. That's 2 members down. It's the Mayav in the Decade. That also the Arcane Punisher. He's got half health as Magical Nerve. Buddy, don't stay too long because the CC beginning and get a swat. It has happened. You overstayed your welcome, and that's going to be a third member down as Rinse and Delete get themselves a nice little clean-up defense there.
I have to apologize. Just as I keep counting Rinse and Delete, they come out with these amazing team fights, this amazing lockdown, proving that, you know, they're just staying in it. They're not giving up. They're just playing out of their mind and playing amazing. This game is going backwards and forwards, and at this point, it could go either way. Both teams playing fantastically, playing really to their competition. And it's just not the lockdown. If you, like you said, Marganis, he just stayed a little bit too long, and then it was just done after the other.
That's what is going to be the game of the play. If they can get the CT off right, if they can get the right targets off before multiple units can, that's where they win in the team fights. Now we've got 39 seconds before Shooter gets Mosh Pit. That seems to be the main engaged tool. We've seen him is able to turn around fights that getting 2, 3, 4 men Mosh Pit. And that's great. 25 seconds left. They're forcing this bottom fort, but the rest of multiple units, they're ready. Coffee looking to get engaged. Gonna get a 2-man upper line. There's a little NATO as well. Warden's cage. Who's locking in? It's Alex. Now he's on the wrong side of the wall. Instead, he's able to walk away. There's also the Creases coming out from Magical Gnome. They're trying. This is stunning. 3 seconds. Still Mosh Pit. But can they survive? Oh, that is Counter falling. Shrifty is low. Alex still alive. Shrifty! He's still going. Alex is still on top of it. He's gonna fall. Actually, 2 members down. Unfortunately, no Ratsa, no Zul. That's a 4v5, and multiple units take that with the cooldown on Mosh Pit during this whole time.
I'm starting to get a bit worried. I mean, like you said, with that, Rats are not choosing to. One reason.
He lives, but Ratsa falls. He falls to the Haka, able to pick up that 1v1 kill in the top lane, and it's going to be the split push it down. Granted, they have equal talents, but you're right. Team is going to have that split pushing off laner and not able to rotate sometimes. It could be disastrous, especially when you have Mosh Pit on cooldown. But then again, that's a team communication. Your team needs to be aware, like, hey, dude, I'm split pushing. Hey, guys, this is what I'm doing. Don't play too aggressive. Don't be too forward. Multiple units, they know this. They sense this. They know when to pounce and are keeping an eye on those cooldowns. And that's, well, talk about a high-level experience play there coming out.
And I think that's the difference as we watch Ulti just get absolutely
Mosh Pit's still alive. 50 trying to kill for Alex. There comes the poison over. Mosh Pit is popped. Yeah, on one time, the Lornade is going to force him off Coffee's. Coffee lives, and the rest of multiple units are coming to his aid to save him. That's going to be 1 man down for both sides, 23 seconds apiece. Big ultimate Mosh Pit used. The only one that's still not used is Durant of Hate, left on the side of multiple units. And that's a big route potentially, as well as an AoE route once it bounces off to multiple targets. But multiple units get themselves the right percentage. They're forcing that shrine. They're not going to get any response, and we'll secure this frost one as Mal'Ganis is trying to happen. Sorry, it's Jesmez gets locked up, but the rest of the team are there. They're Thrifty gets slept. He's stunned. He gets knocked. He gets pushed aside, and he's going to try and get away, but he gets rooted. He's going to fall. Yes, he does. But there's the double man stun. They pick it up in return. Rinse and Delete. Get 2. Can they still secure this shrine? It's up to them, but Jewish, the fighting ain't ending, and it's still going. Oh man, it just won't stop tonight. JD starts blow up out the Ratsa. Down to below, even Morgana to try and get something. Alex was on the way, but Ulti ain't giving up. Ulti gets JD Star, and that is going to be the support for Rinse and Delete. Bloody hell, that was a great one.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt your amazing play-by-play. That was just constant backwards and forwards. had so many things I was going to say, and then it's just team fight after team fight after team fight. I mean, it's not an exciting game for both teams, but just the backwards and forwards with the kills, 12 to 16 kills. I don't think coming into this game with what you know, they've got 12. To learn from this snake. Not that I'm not going to, but you know they've been an amazing performance.
Think about it really. This is game one of the best of three. Oh, Alex! Don't step out in too far. There's the sun. There's gonna force the great monster, but a great coffee. Then Nice is Shrifty. He's trying to survive. It's gonna force Alex to die. JD Star is also in a bad position as 2 members down. As the rest of multiple units now have the man's name and advantage. Looking to get the bottom keep. Gets a drag on a Swifty. Swifty gets away. 4 members. Only things left is Oculus, but that's down because guess what? Cabs is down, but hold on. Morgana's drop. That's the main take. Because Rinse and Delete, they're trying to do something. They're keeping their keep alive. And you're right. You wish we can't really knock him out because you know what? It ain't over till the fat lady sings.
It certainly isn't. That was a fantastic defense. They, you know, they picked that Morganis. They had got rid of their they cleared out the multiple units minions. So Morganis was taking those tower shots, and then Kalthas came in with his CC and managed to like stun him out for just that little bit of time, and it was perfect. They managed to get that kill. Decker couldn't heal him up quick enough, and you know they're turning around. They're trying to get this rotation. They can get the. That's another 65 seconds that they have. You know, 20 seconds before Morganis comes up. That's a 30-second difference, or even more. That's greater than 30-second difference because I can't do math. That they've got this advantage. Get on.
And if anything, this allows them to get back towards those level 20, even up Storm talents themselves. If that was a great call, great decision making, rotating up, securing kill, and now clearing out the waves, taking away those merc camps that are pushing. This gives Rinse and Delete a kind of, I guess, a reset in a way for those lanes, kind of readdress what's happening, have a clearer mind, get ready to focus in towards the next shrine phase, which is going to be a big one. If they can secure this, if they are able to get themselves a shrine and push down, they can definitely get themselves a fort, damage a bit of the keep, and that's what they want, and they can with their CC chain, they're able to do with their lockdown potential.
And I've got something exciting to tell you. Have you seen ETC's 20? I was interesting to see what he was going to go. He's gone death metal, so that means they can possibly get a second mosh pit. He can go and power slide onto that back line, mosh. They're not going to kill him, but then he's going to mosh again. That's going to be so much lockdown. Even if obviously they don't want to die, but that is just going to keep. If he gets a good first mosh on, that's going to provide lockdown.
And speaking of Swifty, he's walking up here. He wants to get the mosh pit, but it's forcing out the Carrion Swarm from Morganis. There he goes, engaged in the lockdown. Silence. Everyone gets blown up. Maya is first one down, but it's 2 members. But the death battle begins. It's a 3-man mosh pit. They're trying. They're doing something, but Jesmes ain't giving up. Forcing the from Kerrigan. Ratsa is so damn low. And what beautiful fight from Rinse and Delete. Drops to 3 of their members as the rest of multiple units are securing in its shrine. And boy, that happened way too quick. But a lot did happen in those few precious seconds.
It did, and that synergy didn't quite pull out the way that Rinse and Delete wanted to happen. Morganis even, you know, back into that death mosh. It was almost perfect, but by that time Kerrigan was in a Chrysalis because she was getting pressured, and Mav had to back out in the car. So they just couldn't follow up. There was 3 members in that death mosh. It could have been amazing. They got the 1 kill, they got the kill on that Maev, and they were so close to getting one or two more, but it didn't work out for them, unfortunately. But points to them for trying their heart out.
And now, multiple units. Keeping it down towards that last creep makes sense. Once you secure all the creeps, the shrine, merc camps are unable to be secured. So, especially being a middle shrine, this works wonders. They're going to get the middle siege camp. They're going to get the shrine at the same time, and this is going to be a lot of pressure. If Rinse and Delete aren't able to pull a defense of a lifetime, this could definitely threaten core. Not keep, core. And that's going to be clutch as we get ready for the defense and the offense. This is the playbook of the end of days. And it's getting ready. Shrifty faces it over, gets locked up, gets lornated in. Does he want to go in? He gets stunned. He's got death metal. Gets popped up to 2 members as a rest of Rinse, but that's the main thing down. Unfortunately, Magical Gnome putting the seat in the try, forces the ultimate from him. He's going to sustain, but not really no targets. But with a 50-second cooldown timer on that ETC, it's up to Rinse and Delete to try and do what they can. Oh, buddy.
There, that Lornado just really isolated Shifty. He was trying. He did a great job baiting that Punisher.
There we go. A 3-man silence from the Dahaka. Coffee still living around and dropping down the core. And like we said, if they could not defend, the core will be threatened. But what if core gets defeated? Then they're still fighting. They don't care. They want to get kills, but no member falls. And that's going to be first game going towards multiple units. A really, really well impressive match from both teams. This is not Rinse and Delete from last week. They've definitely learnt something over the past week.
That performance was amazing. It was really well shown. We had 22 kills to 15. They really took it to them. A little bit at the end, I was really excited to see what they could pull off with that death metal. Unfortunately, it didn't really work out for them. That last fight, like I was saying, that Lornado just pulled that ETC out. He got separated from his team a little bit too much, unfortunately. Got that mosh pit on the back line, got the Decad, and I think the Mephisto maybe. But because with the Punisher and then the Morganis in the way, they just couldn't get through. But still a fantastic showing. Beautiful play from multiple units, what we would expect. But Rinse and Delete, really bringing it to them, and keeping it exciting. It's what we like.
This is a team that faltered against Capital last week, and now they're taking it up to a team that literally made mincemeat out of the team that came first in Open Division Wheeler School for this. So this is a testimony to their skill of what they can improve in a week. Imagine if they had a season, or even in fact, wait till we see them in Open Division. That's going to be dangerous. But that is the first game down. We are going to take a quick, a few minute break before we bring up game 2 of what is looking to be a really, really intense best of 3.